In this example, I'm going to set up an endpoint, action, and event to get the current date time and then add 5 hours to the current date time. So to do this, first of all, I need an endpoint that I'm going to call getCurrentDateTime plus 5 hours. Next, I'm going to give this endpoint a path, call it v1 getCurrentTime plus 5 hours. Next, I'm going to save down this endpoint and then head on over to my actions page and create a new action. I'm going to call the action getDateTime plus 5 hours. I am then going to click on the trigger component and link my getDateTime plus 5 hours action to my getDateTime plus 5 hours endpoint, like so. Next, I'm going to get the current date time by creating a datetime variable, giving this variable a label current time and a name current time. I'm then going to select the now option, which gets the current time. Next, I'm going to create a number variable, which I am going to give a label of 5 hours and a name of 5 hours, and set the expression here equal to 5. Once this is done, I'm going to click Save. Right, so now I am ready to use the add time event. So to do this, I'm going to add a new event to my action and events graph. The event I'm going to choose is under the time setting here. And this event is the add time event. I'm going to give this event a description. I'm going to call it add 5 hours to the current time variable. Then finally, I'm going to pick the date time variable, which is the current time, and then add the value 5 hours to my current time variable with this second parameter here. I'm then going to set the type of my 5 hours number variable to be in hours, like so. And then last of all, I'm going to set the return value to my endpoint to be the current time, which is going to be the current time plus 5 hours. So the last step is then to build my code and test it. So while my code is building, I'm going to check the current time in UTC, and you can see that here is set to. So I'm expecting that the value that is returned to my endpoint is going to be this time here plus 5 hours, which will be. So if I run my endpoint now, you can see that the time returned is 8:15 p.m. UTC in my response variable down here. So that all works nicely.